This sourdough chocolate milk bread is very delicious and easy to make. I enjoy eating it as my morning toasted bread with a good cup of coffee. Enjoy this recipe. Pour 210 grams or 3/4 cups plus 1 tablespoon of milk in the bowl of a stand mixer. Add 50 grams or 1 large egg at room temperature. Add 60 grams or half a cup of sugar and 100 grams or a third of a cup of a stiff sourdough starter. To make this sourdough starter, mix in a jar 25 grams of water with 25 grams of sourdough starter and 50 grams of bread flour. Knead the ingredients well until you make a stiff ball of dough. Let the stiff sourdough starter brew for around 6 to 8 hours until it looks like this one. Use the hook attachment and start mixing the ingredients until the sourdough starter and egg dissolve in the mix. Now add 400 grams or 2.5 cups of bread flour to the mixing bowl. Knead all the ingredients at low speed. Add 8 grams or 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt as the dough is mixing in the bowl. Add 40 grams or half a cup of butter at room temperature. Let the dough mix for at least 20 minutes or until the dough is pulling off the walls of the bowl. And it looks like this one. Uh-oh, who turned off the lights? My whole neighborhood lost power as I was recording this. But I am so glad for my emergency lights that helped me keep recording. So now, take the dough out of the bowl. Stretch and fold it on itself and form a ball of dough. Divide the dough into equal pieces. Place one of the dough pieces in a grease bowl and cover it with a lid or plastic wrap. Take the other piece of dough and add 4 tablespoons or 25 grams of cocoa powder. I used 100% Dutch processed cocoa for this recipe to get a better flavor, and 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of milk. You can do this in a stand mixer, but since I don't have any electricity yet, I am doing it by hand. Knead the dough well until you have a soft dough that looks uniform in color like this one. Use more cocoa powder if your dough needs more. It is important to obtain a dough full of brown color in the end. Place the dough in a different grease bowl. Cover with a plastic lid or a plastic wrap and place the dough in the fridge to proof overnight. The next morning, take the dough out of the fridge and place the white dough on a pastry mat or your working table. Use a rolling pin to extend the dough until you get a rectangle of about 7 by 20 inches or 18 by 50 centimeters. Be mindful of the final size of the dough because the dough should fit well in your baking pan. Place the dough on the side and repeat the same process with the chocolate dough. Extend the dough well until it is almost at the same size of the previous dough. Place the white dough on the pastry mat. Then place the chocolate dough on top of the white dough. Stretch the chocolate dough well until it almost covers the whole surface of the white dough. Use the rolling pin to stretch the doughs and to bring both doughs together. Make sure to push out any air in between the doughs as you roll the dough with the rolling pin. Use your fingers to roll the dough together and make a log with your dough. Make sure to roll the dough very tight. Pinch the dough together. And place it in a baking pan with the seam side down. Cover the dough with a lid or plastic wrap and let it proof in a warm place. I am placing my dough in my dough proofer at 80 degrees Fahrenheit or 25 degrees Celsius for about 6 hours. This is how my dough looks after 5 hours. It has almost reached the edge of the pan, so I will let it proof for 1 more hour. After 6 hours, my dough is ready and I am gonna place it in the preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, remove the lid of the baking pan and let the dough bake for another 5 minutes. In the end, take the bread out of the pan and place it right away on a cooling rack. Let the bread cool off for at least 1 hour before slicing it. You can see the chocolate swirl even on the outside crust of the bread. When your bread is at room temperature, go ahead and slice it. You should have a beautiful swirl pattern like this one in the end. This bread is super soft and delicious. I personally enjoy to eat this bread toasted with some butter. Enjoy it. Hey, I really hope you get to try this bread. This recipe is very easy and very delicious. If you like this video, please click in the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I have a new video every week. Thank you for watching.